Hello and welcome to another edition of Digital Dialogues by Maritime Gateway. Today we have a guest with us, Sri Ravindran, Chairman, Chennai Port Trust. Sri P. Ravindran is an Indian Railway Traffic Service IRTS officer. Prior to this appointment, he was serving as the Divisional Railway Manager DRM at Khurda Road, Division of East Coast Railway. He has also worked in various senior capacities in Southern and Southwestern Railway and also as Group General Manager Concor, Container Corporation of India. He is a mechanical engineering graduate from College of Engineering, Guindy. He has specialized in railway operations and focused on increasing efficiency and asset utilization in railway freight operations. He had been awarded by Honorable Railway Minister for meritorious work while he was serving as Head of Operations in Chennai Division of Southern Railway. Earlier, he held the post of Chairman, Cochin Port Trust during 2017 and 18 and Chairman and Managing Director of Kamarajar Port Limited during 2018 and 19. Other than logistics, ports, railways, his interests extend to Indian culture, Tamil literature, and classical music. Welcome to Digital Dialogue, Mr. Ravindran. It's a pleasure to have you with us today.
Thank you, Mr. Ramprasad. I really thank you. I'm honored to be with you today to have this interview done. And thank you especially for a nice introduction you have given about me.
Sir, let me begin this conversation with the very obvious question of COVID-19 pandemic on the port operations. So as per the recent information data released by Indian Ports Association, the major ports traffic volumes have been hit. Of course, every port is in that same scenario. Chennai Port has seen a drop of 17% drop in volumes at the port. What I would like to know is how is the rebound happening and what is the current scenario at the Chennai Port?
You know, this COVID started with this lockdown, and before lockdown itself, all the ports have been undertaking various measures in handling the ships also from the various countries which were COVID affected. And detailed SOPs were there and all ports were following the instructions of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Ministry of Shipping, DG Shipping. And we have put in proper systems. And during the COVID time, and all the ports, we have ensured that there is no problem in handling the ships. And operations also have not been affected during the lockdown also. But as you said, yes, in the initial months, starting from March, later after the March, up to August, I would say we had serious effects on the business. Especially during April, May, June, there has been decrease of about 20% among all the major ports. And in Chennai, especially, has been slightly more. We were down 30+% during those periods. Mainly because we are, our product concentration is containers and pig oil. You know, both were seriously affected. And as you rightly said, after that, July, August, there has been the decline has been low. And we are seeing really rebound after September onwards. See, we are almost in total cargo, we are almost same level as last year, slightly plus also. And what is really heartening to note is in containers, there has been positive growth from September onwards. In Chennai Port, our containers grew by 15%. Last year, September to this year, September. And that trend is good. And as on date, we are 11% more than last year in containers in the last 3 months. And particularly this month, December trend also is good. We are almost 17% more. I think rebound is happening really at a good pace. And I'm sure by this financial end, we should be able to wipe off most of the losses what we have achieved, and financial year 22 should be really good for the port as well as I think for the country. So that way, it's really heartening to note the rebound in the container sector. What is that?
That's very interesting to know and very positive indication. So let me extend by this conversation. COVID-19 also offered some kind of positive opportunities. Like recently, we have seen congestion happening at some of the transshipment hubs in and around us, especially in Colombo. I believe Indian ports can take advantage of it and increase transshipment volumes at our ports. Especially in Chennai port, I am told even Concor is also came forward to evacuate transshipment cargo. So how is the port positioned to take advantage of this, and what is the scene?
Cooperation with Concor and Chennai port has been really good over the years, and I would like to mention the excellent work done by port and Concor together during the COVID time. You see, COVID time, we didn't want to refuse any ship, and we didn't want to reduce the pace at which the ships were handled. But because of the lockdown, the road movement has really affected. At least for a few days, it was not there. After that, with all efforts from all the stakeholders, it has started. I mean, it was not in full swing. And not only that, the CFSs were flooded with containers. Whatever has been moved from there, we are not getting cleared. So during that time, we started immediately the movement. We have one extended gate facility in Concor's premises at Tondiarpet Yard. It's about 10 kilometers from our port. This is not done during COVID time. It is there earlier also. We have been moving DPD containers. Specific customers they were using this facility. So this has come in hand for us and handy during that COVID time. We have started moving by trains, en bloc, the import containers, and Concor came into, really help the trade, stating that they will not charge any ground storage for 30, 45 days. So the customer was also not affected that much. It is not that the container goes there and they charge. So we have really moved about 180 trains during the couple of months, and more than 10,500 containers have been moved there. This model works whenever there is a congestion, and we are trying to encourage people to take this course of rail movement, not only during the congestion time or COVID times. I think more and more people should come and start using this. Whenever a customer feels DPD facility can be used and they can have flexibility in keeping the containers, I think this is one solution which everyone has to see. Based on the success in this, actually port is looking for creating certain more extended gate facilities which will have rail connectivity. We are in talks with Southern Railways, and we have identified a location about 200 kilometers from Chennai towards Bangalore, because our main hinterland is Bangalore and northwest Tamil Nadu, and Bangalore region, Hosur region, and Tumkur and Bidadi of Karnataka, and Chittoor, Andhra Pradesh. We have identified and we have done already a technical and financial, commercial feasibility study to locate on extended gate facility. We are in talks with the railways. Maybe soon we will be coming up with a plan of creating an extended gate with a rail facility where we can do en bloc movement of containers, from where these people will pick up the containers, and export containers we collect there, and we will give a window time. Suppose you bring the container at that particular time, we'll connect to this ship. That sort of a customer specific solution we are planning to give, taking in the help of the terminals, railways, and the container train operators. This will be announcing soon.
In the same context, I think port has also an understanding with Shreyas Shipping for EXIM cargo, transshipment cargo. So how is it going?
See, this Shreyas, actually we have done one study through McKinsey about the transshipment happening for Indian cargo in foreign ports. See, we are doing maybe really 40% of our cargo is handled there, except JNPT. Many of the East Coast ports their cargo is handled in Colombo, Singapore, or Dubai, or Malaysia, Port Kala. So there has been a lot of discussions, and we found in the eastern coast, Chennai is ideally positioned because of the mainline calls and because of the mixture of the gateway traffic as well as some of the transship cargo. We would be in a better position in case we get some coastal services started on the East Coast. We will take the advantage of mainline's calling here. This we have been talking to mainline as well as the coastal shipping, and the talks with the Shreyas has really resulted in good dividends. From July we started this. We have entered into an agreement. We have announced a special concession for them. The ships which are bringing transshipment cargo, feeding Chennai port, as well as the EXIM vessels which will take these containers. We have designed a special concession scheme which has attracted them. I should say I'm very happy to see the results after signing of agreement in on 30th June or so. July onwards, we started getting services. We are having 3 services, 2 of coastal and 1 of EXIM service. Pick 2 service and other 2 services, which the coastal services connect now Vizag, Paradeep, Kolkata, Haldia, Chittagong to Chennai. The containers come here. From here, these containers go abroad to different destinations. Certainly, these containers were going to, say, Colombo or Singapore earlier. This reduces the cost for the end customer. And our handling, in a small way, it has increased. Every month, we are doing 10,000 plus containers in this. I'm sure more and more services will start coming in. In the light of this, what you mentioned about the COVID and other problems at Colombo, the opportunities in these ports, we are also looking at that. Our own subsidiary port, Kamarajar Port Limited, has also got a modern container terminal. There we started getting already services, mainline services, which were either to going to Colombo. They have started coming. With them also, we have been, the Kamarajar Port has been in discussion, and with tailor-made solutions, I'm sure they will also start sticking to this port, not only during this COVID time, even after that. And that is really looking good in this eastern corridor, both for Kamarajar Port as well as Chennai Port. And we are really looking for more and more people to come and join this successful trial what we have carried out, so that more and more containers can be transshipped here within the country of all the gateway traffic of India.
It's very heartening to see all these proactive steps towards improving the volumes at the port. Sir, in your efforts to improve ease of doing business at the port, you have planned for an enterprise business system, EBS. So how does it help the customer, and what is the timeline that you have to put it in place?
Digital solutions to make things easy for customers has been a priority item. This has been the priority item identified by our Honorable Minister of Shipping also. He has been telling every port chairman this. This we have taken it seriously. Over the past few years, there have been initiatives which have already been commissioned also. Let me trace back. Chennai Port was the first port to start the RFID system. This was a joint effort by CFSS and terminals and port and customs. In 2016, we started one RFID, which has removed the necessity of bringing physical papers to the terminal, so that the movement is seamless and the information about containers are transferred digitally between customs, CFSS and the terminals. Following that, the PCS port community system upgradation has been taken up centrally by IPA. All the ports have participated in that. Now PCS 1X improved version has come. Almost all the stakeholders which have to be connected have been brought on board in this PCS platform. And the Chennai Port has taken a lot of efforts in bringing all the stakeholders like steamer agents, customs agents, CFSs and other stevedores. Everybody have come, they have onboarded the system. And this is the right time. Our system also is totally digitized and merged with all these systems, so that there is a seamless experience for the customer. In this direction, this enterprise business solution has been taken up, and IPA has taken this up as a centralized project for serving 6 ports: so Kolkata, Haldia, Paradeep, our port, and this side Mumbai, Dindayal, and totally about 6 ports they have been included in this. And I'm happy to say that Chennai Port is leading in implementation, and we are almost through. And I'm expecting end of this December itself. Tentatively, I have fixed myself target of going online on 29th December. Once this is done, I think all the other ports also will follow in few months in 2021. So what this system will enable is seamlessly we'll connect to PCS and other terminal system, customs and other people, voice of the Indian Railways. All the modules will come up. Already we have commissioned one RFID-based automated harbor entry permit system. Last 1 year, if you see, nobody comes to my office to get a pass. Our POS office, we are almost closed. Everything is on web. They can print their POS. They can take the POS on the mobile. They come to the gate. They get entry. So this has been made very easy now. Everybody sitting at home, they get the POS. And that will also be integrated with this, and it will be further improved. And there will be a lot of transparency. Unnecessary documentation will be avoided. If there is documentation, there is delay. And when there is delay and a lack of transparency, a lot of doubts is there. People will get in mind that they are not, getting full benefit. So all those things will be removed. And I'm sure the cycle time of each process within the port, internal processes, all will come down. That will really give value to the customer. In that direction, we are going in. And by December, Chennai port will go online in all probability. I think this will be a real new experience for the people for the financial year 2021 and 22.
Truly, if it becomes operational by end of this month, you have a New Year gift to the Chennai port users. Yes. So let me take you to the competition part of it. As it is, Chennai port has a lot of competition around it. And if the major ports authority bill is implemented, I think the further competition will set in. Apart from whatever steps you are taking in terms of building the efficiency of the port, what is your strategy to take Chennai port ahead of this competition and then still remain very user-friendly port for the trade?
Oh, that's right. Competition. If at all any port is facing competition, Chennai port will be the number one in that. Maybe 10-15 years back, Chennai port had Interland. The same Interland is served by at least 5 ports of this region now. So that way competition is there. And I feel competition is good so that it makes us to think differently and find out ways and means to survive and growth in these circumstances also. Strategic level, you must be knowing, we have bought Kamarajar Port Limited. This March, we have completed the process. This was one strategic decision. First thing is that there is no unhealthy competition between two public entities. And there are certain advantages in Chennai. There are certain advantages in Kamarajar Port. Kamarajar Port was created by Chennai Port about 20 years back. So basically, it was created as a satellite port because Chennai Port physically, it was thought that we may not be able to handle certain types of cargo. We are within the city, thick of city, handling of bulk cargo may be difficult in the long run. That was the idea with which that port has been created. The same logic will hold good. So our strategy here is to make sure that our operations become cost effective, reduce the cost so that we can reduce the rates and we keep our customers here. And for expansion, for giving value in terms of handling bigger ships, in terms of more modernization and expansion further. So we would be looking at our arm, which is the Kamarajar Port. We have adequate capacity from the marine side in Chennai Port. We are having certain issues as of now in capacity for evacuating by road. We have excellent rail connectivity, but by road there are problems. On that, you may be knowing that we are pursuing that elevated road between Madurai and Chennai Port, which we hope the work will start even today. It is said that by 21 February, the work may start. So once that comes, I think our capacity utilization will really go up. With all our modernization and digitalization, whatever I was talking about, certainly we will be having more room to reduce cost. If you see in the last 5 years, our strategy from the marketing side is to build relationships and have long-term contracts. See, 2006, 2007, Hyundai started exporting cars. At that time, this was the only port. They had a contract with the Chennai port for 10 years. 16, 17, this contract ended. The situation was different. There were so many other ports. At that time, there was a lot of competition. We could sustain and we won the contract for another 10 years. We have extended that contract. Not only Hyundai signed for 10 years, after 2 years, their another arm of Korean automobile company, the factory which has come in Anantapur, Andhra Pradesh, Kia Motors, we were able to convince them also about the value they get. And we got that also signed from 2019 to 2029. We have got the contract. It is not that, we are not competitive. We are competitive on pricing side. And more than that, the feedback what we get is they're happy with our service on the marine side, and all other small issues are getting sorted out. So this capacity utilization by optimally using the existing capacity at Chennai port and gives that value to the customer so that they stick on here, whoever can stick on. Whoever has to go out because bigger ships are coming, currently we may not be able to do, or coal and iron ore we do not handle here. Dusty cargo is coming. There we have Kamarajar port. There we are going in a big way for expansion, deepening, going to handle capesize vessels, going to handle next generation of container vessels and LNG, that sort of new products. There the expansion is going on. Currently, Chennai is handling around 50 million tons. Kamarajar port around 35 million tons. This is what is the 19 figures. 2021, COVID has come. There are aberrations. I'm sure in financial year 21-22, that is financial year 22, both entities put together, I'm looking at a figure of 100 million tons. We'll certainly cross 100 million tons. This year we may be handling less than 80 million tons, but 80, maybe 75, 80 million. But in a year, I'm sure there will be jump 15 to 20% in a year. 21-22, both the entities will be touching 100 million. There will be no doubt about it.
That's wonderful. Before I end this conversation, Mr. Ravindran, I have one question. What are the lessons that you have learned during COVID?
See, COVID lessons. You see, on one side, the business handling of ships without any problem. There has been a lot of, dedication from the employees. I didn't have any problem. We told people that they need not come. We told necessary people only we will force them to come. But there was no day because of attendance, we had problem in handling. I was really happy to see the employees' dedication to the work. This is one thing we noted. And as a team from the Government of India also, Ministry of Shipping, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, DG Shipping, the way the whole situation has been handled, be it quarantine requirements, be it the change of crew for the ships. Whoever has been stranded crew, they have to come to any port. We didn't have that crew switching and all. There were no protocol. It was not normal points.
Right.
But everything had started, and lot of coordination, lot of meetings happened. This has been a really exercise wherein we could see many departments working together. Within the port also, leave the department of immigration or MMD or customs. Other than that, each stakeholder, steamer agents or other people, they've all come up training those people, and there lot of learning we had. And another one is to make the people realize and make them disciplined in terms of wearing mask and washing, all those things. These are also really good learning. Coordination, cooperation between various agencies has happened so smoothly. These are the things which we could see back and then think that really, these are the experience what you get during that time.
It is really amazing to see kind of makeover that is happening at the port. As we know, Chennai port had all the issues of congestion, movement of cargo was a challenge, and improving efficiency was a challenge. But now with all the measures that you have updated us, taken in the recent times, really has improved the efficiency at the port. And also, I'm pretty hopeful that with all these changes that you have taken, achieving 100 million shouldn't be a problem. We wish you all the best, and thank you very much for joining with us today and sharing a lot of updates and information about the port.
So thank you, Mr. Ramprasad. It was wonderful to have talked to you. Thank you. Thanks for giving this opportunity.
Right. Pleasure, sir. Namaste.